Oh, Eye of the Tiger. Here is the underdog. Here's the guy who people say it may not happen for him, but at the last minute the tables may turn. Our opposition leader, Luke Foley, good morning.
Hello, great to be here. That is not my campaign song.
What's yours?
Don't Stop Believing.
By Journey.
Yeah, well, I'm old enough to remember the Journey version, not just the Glee version.
Yeah, forget about Glee. Yeah, that's great.
Do you have big meetings about that stuff? Did someone suggest Teenage Dirtbag? You said, no, let's go with something more inspirational.
I just started on the bus one day, you know, do, just a small town.
Yeah.
What sort of teen were you, Luke? We haven't met you before. What sort of records were in your KTEL record selector?
You two were very big, so... The Unforgettable Fire, I remember. So what was that, about 86, 87? That was the first concert I went to at the Old Sydney Entertainment Centre.
Yeah.
So what else was big? Mid-80s, Dire Straits, Cold Chisel, you know, they were the top of the pops then.
Grunty kind of rock stuff.
Yeah, and Molly on Countdown.
Yeah, well, speaking of grunty rock, sure.
You're living the dream. And are you enjoying the bus trip, driving around in your bus?
I am. We're all over the state. The bus drivers are working overtime. So North Coast yesterday, they brought the bus back overnight. And then we'll be taking it back up to the Central Coast this morning.
Has your bus remained unscathed?
Mine has not been graffitied. So I'm one up on Mike. His has been graffitied.
Has Mike's been graffitied?
In Katoomba.
Oh, well.
Fancy leaving your bus out overnight in Katoomba, unguarded. You're asking for trouble. I'm surprised there were still wheels.
What did someone do to it?
Well, some colourful artwork on his forehead.
Was it you?
No, the good youth of North Katoomba, I think, made graffiti anyone's bus.
It must be unusual because you've pretty much hit the ground running. You take up this position as leader of the opposition and suddenly you're on the campaign trail, it seems. Yesterday you were there in was it some sort of tea cosy hat and you were playing soccer and you skidded over? It must be tricky being on the campaign.
Look, today is day 80 of my long period of leadership of the Labor Party, and I got through to day 79 without having to wear a silly hat. And
that's pretty good.
The Knitting Nanas, God love them, near Lismore.
How could you say
gave me a yellow and black, what could be described as a tea cosy to put on my head. I was reluctant, but they wouldn't take no for an answer, and they had very large knitting needles, so I wasn't going to say no.
But you can't be reluctant, because you look at Tony Abbott. Tony Abbott's just straight in before anyone offers. He's just eating raw onions, just munches straight into it. That's what you got to do. You got to, if you want to win, you've got to take the bull by the horns.
You should have picked up those knitting needles and made a jumper.
You should have eaten an old lady. Taken a bite.
Or a pumpkin hole. Or
An entire pumpkin, skin and all.
That's what you've got to do.
You've set yourself the challenge.
Tony Abbott's set the template.
Luckily,
Skin on.
Luckily, this campaign will be over before the Easter show, or you'd have to do exactly that.
Exactly that.
I think the show starts this week, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. Before polling day.
Oh, well, maybe a giant pumpkin is in your sights.
My kids are mad to go, but I said, can we do it after Saturday?
I know, that would be difficult, isn't it? The kids, Dad, what are you doing on Saturday? And you've got to do the election.
So I'm locked into a 6-year-old's birthday party on Sunday. I've made that commitment.
Oh, what?
Your 6-year-old?
No, her friend. I've missed a couple lately, so I know what I'm doing Sunday, win, lose or draw.
Okay. Yeah, and do you think you can win it?
Yeah. I mean,
you got to be more convincing.
I'm the underdog. Yeah. I'm the underdog. Sure. I get that, but it's a 2-horse race. No one thought Labor could win in Queensland, and they pulled off the upset. So don't stop believing.
Don't stop believing. But the poles and wires thing, because past members of your own party have said, we wanted to get rid of it. Like Morris Yemmer, we had him on the show all those years ago, and he was telling us that he wanted to sell it all.
He didn't want to sell the poles and wires. He wanted to sell the generators, but never the monopoly part. You know, you can only have one set of poles and wires down every street in the state, and Morris was never up for that.
Right.
But, it's a big issue at this election, and I'll keep talking about it till Saturday.
But it didn't help that Mike Baird came out and said, well, we're just leasing it. That's sort of scotched your plans a bit.
Well, 99 years is a sell-off, and in truth, we'd never get it back. We think it's best to keep the electricity network in public hands rather than selling it off. Selling it off to a foreign government doesn't make much sense to me.
Sure.
So, a big issue.
That is a big issue, and that's why we've got some word association to play with you today. We did this with Mike Baird. I've made a custom intro.
Is there a 7-second delay?
No, there's no delay. There's no delay. But don't worry, you won't have to bite into an old lady. It's called Word Association with Luke Foley. Poles and wires.
Sell off.
One Direction.
Boys.
Do you have a fave?
My 6-year-old likes Nile.
Okay, good.
Eddie Obeid.
Corrupt.
Sausage sizzle or cake on poll day?
Sausages.
Okay.
There it is. Well, that's it.
We've learnt the
We've
entire
learnt
Luke Foley
that's what
story.
So good luck. Good luck on Saturday. Good luck on the hustings.
Thank you so much.
What
Let
actually
me-
are hustings?
I have no idea,
Neither do
but
I.
I'm on them.
But you just,
And I'm staying on them till 6 o'clock Saturday.
and let me just check your hands. There's no spray paint on your hands. There's no paint on your hands.
My bus is under lock and key every night.
Okay.
I was travelling back overnight from the North Coast, and we'll pick it up now just down the road from here,
Right.
on the Pacific Highway, and head up to the Central Coast.
Okay.
All right, well, lock up your pumpkins, people, because he's on the way.
He's on the way. And he's hungry for a win. Luke Foley, thank you.
Thanks so much. See you again.